Good day everyone, my name is Jocelyn Sabundo and I will discuss the normative theories of business ethics.
Normative theories of business ethics. So these are the subtopics. The first one is the stockholder theory, the stakeholder theory, and social contract theory. According to Sternberg, 1994, when we say business ethics, it applies ethical reasoning to business situations and activities. It is based on a combination of distributive justice, that is, the issuing of rewards for judgment that is placed on all activities. It is the study of how personal moral norms apply to the activities and goals of commercial enterprise. So it is not a separate moral standard, but the study of how the two businesses context poses its own unique problems for the moral person who acts as an agent of the system. Then according to John Donaldson, 1989, business ethics, in short, can be described as a systematic study of moral or ethical matters pertaining to business, industry, or related activities, institutions, or practices and beliefs.
Hello everyone, my name is Rejoice and A. Parilla from Group 2 of CPET 22402E. Normative ethics is the study of ethical action. It is the branch of philosophical ethics that investigates the set of questions arise when considering how one ought to act, morally speaking. Normative ethics involves arriving at moral standards that regulate right and wrong conduct. The Golden Rule is a classic example of a normative principle. We should do to others what we would want others to do to us. Since I do not want my sister to steal my food, therefore it is wrong for me to steal her food. In short, normative ethics, the branch of moral principle or philosophy, concerned with criteria of what is morally right and wrong.
I am Jim Q. Camposano, and together with my partner, we will be discussing the stockholders theory.
What is a stockholder? A stockholder is any party, either an individual, company, or institution that owns at least one share of a company and therefore has a financial interest in its profitability. Stockholders may be individual investors or large corporations who hope to exercise a vote in the management of a company. If a company's share price increases, the shareholders' value increases, while if the company performs poorly and its stock price declines, then the shareholders' value decreases. Shareholders would prefer the company's management to take actions that increase the share price and dividends and improve their financial position. Businesses are created for a purpose and owned by individuals. Under the stockholder theory, the actions of those empowered to run the business are limited to expending business resources in ways that meet the stockholders' interests or are aligned with the stockholders' interests. If, for example, the stockholders have created the business that is designed to maximize profit for the stockholders, then one might assume that business choices will be focused on maximizing revenue and minimizing cost.
Hi everyone, my name is Luisina Almario, the next reporter. So to further discuss the stockholder theory, I'll be sharing some of Friedman's statements for you to deeper understand the main points of his theory. Milton Friedman was an American economist who introduced stockholder theory in 1970s, which states that corporation managers' task is to maximize shareholders' returns. In this statement, Friedman uses two words that seem to define the boundary of ethics in the stockholder theory, the deception or fraud. So we can perceive that in the stockholder theory, management is obligated to advance the business purpose and increase the value of the business para sa benefit ng mga stockholders na walang hanang panloloko kundi malayang kompetisyon lamang sa pagitan ng mga businesses. Basically, under this theory, non-shareholders can be viewed as means to the ends of profitability. This is also called the Friedman Doctrine, wherein he argued that the company has no social responsibility to the public or society. Its only responsibility is to its shareholders. In-emphasize ni Friedman sa kanyang statement or theory ang dapat na agarang pagbalik ng pera sa mga stockholders or sa tinatawag din nating shareholders. Dahil kapag ang isang kumpanya or corporation ay kumilos na walang kinalaman sa pag-earn of profit, the shareholder would either attempt to remove the board of directors or would sell his shares and gamitin yung funds para bumili ng shares sa ibang kumpanya na mas committed sa pag-earn of profit. Therefore, managers have an ethical duty to the owner to generate significant value and obligated to increase profits only through legal and non-deceptive means. Good day everyone, I'm Benashir M. Guzman and I'm going to discuss the stakeholder theory.
The stakeholder theory. Edward Freeman's stakeholder theory holds that the company stakeholders include just about anyone affected by the company and its workings. So that view is in opposition to the long-held shareholder theory proposed by economist Milton Friedman, that in capitalism, the only stakeholder a company should care about are the shareholders' bottom line. Friedman's view is that companies are compelled to make a profit to satisfy their shareholders and to continue positive growth. By contrast, Dr. Freeman suggests that a company's stakeholders are those groups without whose support the organization would cease to exist. So those groups include customers, employees, suppliers, financial institutions, and more. This view paints that corporate environment as an ecosystem of related groups need to be considered and satisfied to keep the company healthy and successful in the long term. So, what is stakeholder theory? Stakeholder theory refers to the ethical concept that addresses the outcome of business decisions, trends, profits, and its collective impact on all stakeholders including the shareholders, employees, financiers, government, customers, suppliers, etc. For example, when you treat the employee badly, it might be the reason to a failure business. As for Dr. Freeman, a company can ignore any of stakeholders and truly succeed. So meaning, if they will be dissatisfied with the profit, it might affect the company and will not survive. That's all and thank you.
Good day everyone, I am Morella Paula A. Garcia and my topic is the continuation of the stakeholder theory, which is about the benefits of stakeholder theory. So let's get started.
The benefits of using stakeholder theory. When you can use the opinions and influence of all your stakeholders to help shape your project, you and the project will be much better positioned for success. The benefits can shape the perception of your project and your company, not only with all your extended stakeholders, but with the rest of the world. On the first slide, this paragraph means that being transparent about how the company has considered the needs and interests of employees, suppliers, factory workers, local neighbors, and everyone else. Creating this healthy ecosystem, Freeman says, is needed for the company to truly succeed in the long term. If a company cuts corner with any of these stakeholders, it isn't going to work out over the long haul. The effective use of stakeholder theory also yields good public relations. The example of this is when the condo building company builds a park for the local neighbors and cleans up a nearby creek. That's an important watershed in the area. The entire city will have a much more favorable view of the company, paving the way for long-term future success. For the last slide, remember the stakeholder theory is not about keeping stakeholders happy to make more money. Instead, it argues that companies play a vital role in the very fabric of our society, creating jobs, innovating, etc. And that therefore, their success must be valued as a whole, not just in the returns they make for their stakeholders. That's all. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I am Mary Grace M. Arieta. Me and my partner are going to talk about social contract theory. Social contract theory is a theory on the relationship between people and government. It is nearly as old as philosophy itself, the view that persons' moral and political obligations are dependent upon a contract or agreement among them to form the society in which they live. Some people believe that we can live morally by our own choice and not because someone higher than us requires it if we live according to a social contract. The ancient Greek philosopher Socrates is considered to be the founder of a social contract theory. According to him, social contract is a voluntary agreement. He personified the laws of Athens and explained that he has an obligation to obey the law because it made his entire way of life possible. The citizens have their own choice to leave a city if they oppose to how the leaders rule it, and staying means an individual agrees and must obey the laws. Now let's proceed to Thomas Hobbes' definition of social contract theory. Thomas Hobbes was an English philosopher who is best known for his book Leviathan in 1651. According to him, the most important thing to have is strong authoritative figure that he called monarchs or dictators. Also for him, everyone that has the right to do whatever he or she thinks will protect their own lives. He said that rational people in the state of nature will inevitably end up at war with each other.
Everyone, I'm Reza Kiribel and I'll be reporting social contract theory.
So my topic is all about John Locke. He is a English philosopher and physician, and he is also the father of liberalism. According to John Locke, striking and saying that the only right people give up in order to enter into civil society and its benefits is the right to punish other people for violating rights. No other rights are given up, only the right to be a vigilant. So, ang sinasabi dito is may government tayong sinusunod. Meron government na may law ang government na kanilang susundin at ating susundin. If ever na magkaroon tayo ng kasalanan, sila yung magpapunish natin. Hindi pwede yung ibang tao o tayo mismo. Dahil meron silang authority na parusahan tayo. Sila lamang yun. According to John Locke, people must not be judges in their own cases. Tama. Dahil hindi dapat tayo yung gumagawa ng way kung paano tayo mapapunish o paano tayo makakalagpas dun sa kaso na yun. Dahil meron tayong government na nag-aasikaso ng ating law. Next is Jean-Jacques Rousseau. He is a Genevan philosopher, writer, and composer. According to Jean-Jacques Rousseau, essentially binds people into a community that exists for mutual preservation. In entering into civil society, people sacrifice the physical freedom of being able to do whatever they please. According to him, hindi natin sinusunod yung sarili natin. Hindi lamang tayo sa sarili natin nakikinig dahil alam natin na meron tayong ibang kasama. Kaya nga tinawag na community ay dapat magkaroon tayo ng mutual na understanding na kailangan tayo ay magtulungan at magsama-sama. Man is born free and everywhere he is in chains. According to him, life will be fair if we follow general will and set aside personal preferences. Kailangan may kisama tayo sa iba dahil isa nga tayong community, dapat iisa yung pagpapasya natin yung yung pagde-decide, isa tayong community na ginagalawan. Yun lang po at maraming salamat.
My name is Kevin Emalasa, and I'm going to discuss Riding Back and Robert's consumption model and its 5 stages of corporate ethical development.
Reidenbach and Robbins' model proposes that there are 5 stages of organizational morality and ethics. The model argues that an organization's culture, which is heavily influenced by leadership role modeling, is a foundation on which organizational morality develops. The model was inspired by theories of personal moral development. At the lowest stage, also known as a stage 1, referred to as amoral, an organization's concern for profits far outweighs its concern for ethics. The only concern the organization has is for profit, and it will break any ethical or moral rules in the pursuit of that profit. Organizations like this typically don't last long.
Hi, my name is Patricia May Azareda, and I'm going to tackle about the second and the third step of corporate ethical development. Stage 2, legalistic organizations. Aside from the passage that is shown to your screen right now, it also says that organizations at this stage understand the rules and adhere to existing legal and regulatory frameworks. These organizations adhere to laws not through any form of ethics or morality, but simply because doing so is their only route to sustainable profit. Although the corporation is still fixated on profitability, it nevertheless attempts to comply with all respective policy frameworks. In other words, it does only what it is required to do. As we climb up the ladder, the next stage after the legalistic phase is a responsive organizations. So aside from the paragraph that you are reading on your screen right now, it also defines that at this point, the organization tries to achieve a balance between profitability and ethical business. While these organizations are highly focused on profit, there is an increasing awareness of morality and the desire to do the right thing where it is possible.
Good day, everyone. My name is Meg Ryan D. Torotoro, one of the reporters that discuss the Reidenbach and Robbins model, which is the Stage 4 Emerging Ethical Organizations and Stage 5 Ethical Organizations.
So next, we are here to tackle about the Stage 4 Emerging Ethical Organization. Organizations are nearly balancing their concerns for morality and benefit at this stage. In their strategic and organizational choices, these companies' organizations are increasingly and proactively considering morals and ethics. As a matter of philosophy, organizations seek to conduct their business ethically, and these habits begin to pervade their larger organizational culture. And also this stage are the representation of the penultimate stage about the moral growth of the organization. And lastly, is stage 5, the ethical organizations. All decisions about the organization course and activities are taken with ethical consideration in mind. At this point, this stage on organization ethics are a concern. And the leadership perfectly illustrates and models high morality. These businesses are moral pioneers in their markets and have extremely moral internal culture. Also, in this last stage that the organization can achieve, this ethical organization represent the highest level of the moral growth that an organization can achieve. That will be all. Thank you.